remember, let's just call it the first night, but one of the first nights I arrive, I just meet all my new roommates. A number of them I knew because I compete like Morningstar. I moved in with Morningstar. Him and I competed against each other growing up. So we go out to like a bar or whatever. I think at that time, at 19, you can get in the bar. So they're walking me in, and I remember like showing my ID, and they're like, "You don't need to show your ID. I know who you are." And I'm like, "I'm just a dude. Like, what are you talking about?"
Back to that special part about Iowa.
Yeah, and this I'm like, okay, whatever, like this is weird. So then I walk in, and I remember, again, this is kind of weird, but this is my first impact. I remember like introducing myself to like a group of girls, right? That like we just walked in and walked up. Hi, I'm Brent. Like, we know who you are, and they were all like, yeah, we know who you are. We're really excited for you to be here. And I was like, I don't think it was staged either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, because I didn't like go hook up with the girls or anything like that. It was just it was a interaction, just like a pure interaction, and being like, what the heck are these people talking about? Like, how could this person possibly know who I am?
Did you like it, or was it freaky for you?
Of course, yeah, it's cool, but like it was just something that impacted me where I was like, wow, like these people, like how do these people know who I am? Like I just stepped on campus, right? But just via, like the recruiting world or the hype world, right, of college athletics, they just knew, right? They knew and they cared, So I did feel it, but I definitely don't think I came in with like an awe. I probably did the opposite. I think you could ask some of my teammates. I came in and like I wanted to win. I mean, I knew that we had I think at Virginia Tech, and I swore this too. I swore we'd win at Virginia Tech because the group that we came in with was dang good, and we were bringing in a great class. And then now we came to Iowa, and I knew that they had already had some guys there that were pretty tough. And I was like, dude, we can win, right? Like, we can win now. And I probably, more than people like, kind of took a leadership role and just stepped in and just started dropping the hammer, like traditional Metcalf style. Like, like, dude, it's going to be this way. This is how we're going to win. And I probably lost some friends. But I think at the end of the day, I have great relationships with those guys because we really, and by that I mean those guys like the Morningstar and Phil Caddy, even Jay Borschel and Slate, like that group, that class, because that class brought, was the emergence,
You said you laid down the hammer. You were just a sophomore. You were this young kid who came in.
Yeah.
And what, you going to correct me on something? Or?
No. I'm listening to you.
No, sorry. So you came in, you were this young guy. You laid down the hammer, traditional Metcalf style. You took a leadership role.
Yeah.
You just got here.
Yeah.
You don't even know the history of Iowa.
Yeah.
You're not immersed in this. These kids grew up loving Dan Gable, Tom and Terry, et cetera, et cetera. But you step in and you do this and you say you lose some friends. What would it be like for me if I were a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, doesn't matter. If I was already in that Iowa room and I see you walk in, what do I see Brent Metcalf saying and doing?
Well, hopefully I'm doing everything I'm saying, because if I'm not, then I better shut my mouth, right? But I guess what I mean when I say that, one example sticks out to mind, and I'll say this story only because Mark just told this story, Mark Perry. But I just remember one of the first group ones, it's summer running, like this time of year you get there, and we were doing sprints. And I don't know, I was just, again, the way I was raised was you compete at everything, you win at everything, you try to win at everything, right? That's not to say I won all the sprint laps. But, dude, I was trying, like to the point where I might have even tried to tackle you to try to win, right? That's how much it mattered, right? And Mark Perry, and again, he just told this story. I heard it, that he was telling it, so I'll say it.
All right.
One of the first ones, we were out like on the grass field. We were running. We had probably done a bunch of other stuff, but I just remember running sprints. And he was the last one. I think he was the returning national champ. I think he just won the nationals. And he came back, and he was last place. Like, last, behind the heavyweights, last. And I remember freaking out on him, being like, what the F are you doing? Like, this is not how it's going to be. There's no way you should be last. And we get into an argument of sorts. I don't remember. But basically, it came down that Mark ended up turning around and walking away and left. Left, right? And I remember kind of retroactively looking back, being like, like, who the hell do I think I am? Like I just showed up, and then with the first week, I'm kicking the national champ out of the freaking workout because he's not running hard enough. So that's what I mean.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Again, I was maybe a little bit of a psycho, but I don't know. I mean, everyone else, dude, that group worked We freaking worked, dude. We were not just a giant group of super talented rock stars, you know. It was a bunch of workhorses. That group was, dude, and we earned what we got there.
What a story that is, though. That's incredible. That was preseason. You had just got there.
Yeah, you
called
there.
out the returning net. What weight was Mark Perry again?
65.
And you were what, 41?
49.
49?
Yeah.
And you called
And I
this
could
guy
say
out.
that because Mark and I are buddies now.
Right,
And I
sure.
could even joke with him about that time, right? But yeah, I mean, we'd go in a lot deeper. But Mark's maybe an example of a guy that can be great, but didn't need this, you know, didn't need me. Like, if I was his coach, he probably wouldn't have won a national title.
Sure.
Right? Because I would have been grinding on him and calling him a sissy or whatever because he didn't train and do it exactly this way. Whereas Mark Perry just needed to do it a different way. He can still win.